Hi, I'm Caitlin, and this is my second video for From. And I just wanted to share some ideas that I've been sort of thinking about from class. A lot of ideas been really sticking with me. One thing that I've taken away from the class is like a redefining of some terms, such as like just the term love itself. It's something that I've gone from thinking as something that's like passive, something you fall into, and then like now I sort of understand that it's an actual act of loving. Like Fromm talks about the art of loving as something that's active, and just that alone has just been like huge. Just a good big like turning point in my understanding of what love is. And not only that, we've been talking about different types of love, such as brotherly love and erotic love, and I think it's interesting that in Spanish I learned that there are two different ways to say I love you. There is one that pertains more to brotherly love, I think, in the sense that it's not specific to one person. It's sort of a love for like all of mankind, as opposed to erotic love that Fromm describes as the craving for complete fusion, for union with one other person. So that is very like unique and specific to one person. And though there's that distinction between those two different loves in Spanish, it's not something that we always talk about like in English. And having that understanding, I think, provides like really like valuable tools to be able to understand like different types of love and like the actual act of loving. It's something for me that I'm really glad I've learned, just so that I'll have those tools to be able to navigate like relationships in my life. And I just wanted to share one line from The Art of Loving that really stood out to me. It says, if there were more depth in the experience of the other person, if one could experience the infiniteness of his personality, the other person would never be so familiar, and the miracle of overcoming the barriers might occur every day anew. I thought this was really powerful just because, like, just the idea of infiniteness of his personality, just that idea alone really stood out to me, because I think it's something we fail to recognize sometimes, that there actually is an infiniteness to a human being, that there's always more to learn and discover, and that like things can change, and you can like recognize that in a person and be able to like follow them wherever they go, and even like with yourself, to know that there is more to learn about yourself. It's just really interesting, and it's something that I should probably like keep in mind in life, that like Fromm talks about how like separateness can be overcome by physical union, but then that can sort of be like the end point in a relationship, that after that like physical union there's not much else, there's like nowhere else to go. So if you just remember that there is more there, that by sort of like putting yourself out, and like, I mean, sometimes it involves like being vulnerable, and that way you can explore like your own infiniteness and the infiniteness of someone else. I think that's where like doing the dance comes into play. This time we watched a TED video, Symbiosis, and we talked about the idea of doing the dance, and that sort of involves exploring those boundaries and like overcoming those boundaries between people. So it involves like being vulnerable and being able to have a new experience, and just like put away those barriers of what should and what shouldn't be, and just sort of experiencing it as it like really truly is. We also watched the movie Interiors, and that movie really stuck with me, and I've been trying to relate it to what we've been reading and talking about in Fromm. And one line in the movie, the daughter of the mom, is like, I think her name is Eve, she said that like since she had everything in its place, everything like where it should be, that she had no room for emotions in her life. And I think that relates to being able to do the dance. Like if you have everything like where it should be, and you like know like this is its place, then you have no room to be able to like move around and just do the dance and experience things for how they truly are. Like in that movie, the mom couldn't understand that like why the dad wanted to be separated, and like why he went with like the other woman. I think like her name was Pearl. She like failed to recognize and like understand why he needed to do that, because she had this really strong idea of what should be, that like they should be together and that he shouldn't be with the other woman. So there's like really no room for her to do the dance. So just to sum everything up, just having this new vocabulary has given me a lot of really great insight, and I think just great tools that I can take with me for the rest of my life. These are things I want to just remember and know how to do, to be able to put aside those like should and shouldn't, and just be able to do the dance, and to know different kinds of loves, and just be able to like experience another person's infiniteness, and just to know there's like always something more there to learn. So I hope you get something out of this, and thanks for listening.